Ladies and gentlemen, mambo bado, bado. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and also like our video for those who are watching us for the first time. I'm saying mambo bado because there is a video I want to show you here in this channel about what is happening. Now, the citizens are now confronting leaders in public without fear and lynching government officials asking for the services. And I've just realized, I was just trying to follow up this, and I realized that this trend is very popular in Mount Kenya. And that is the new order of the day. I remember when internal security CS was in Kiambu, he faced the same situation where people lynched him in public asking, tunataka kazi. And despite of he had gone there to launch some office, some chief's office, is it assistant county commissioner office, he had to talk about the other things. Now, today, I wanted to look at this video. This video here are residents of Mbarire in EMBU, and they have barricaded the road. Walikuwa wanajua kwamba governor was going there. So wakaziba barabara with this stuff. So kuziba barabara, they were actually protesting, but the intention was very clear. They knew that EMBU governor, Cecily Mbarire, was going to pass there. So they staged a dummy demo. There, even hata ukiangalia video utaona kuna gari ya university haiko inapita hapo. They were protesting about something I want us to look at. This is not a protest in my tiny village in Siaya. This is not a protest in Azimio stronghold. These are people that overwhelmingly voted for the Kenya Kwanza administration after consuming a pool of lies that they were going to see overnight change in Mount Kenya. The narrative was peddled and planted in their ears that former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was the problem. And they bought the lie, and after buying the lie, they overwhelmingly voted for Kenya Kwanza. The same thing, Kikuyus also protested here in Nairobi just the other day. Within 2 days, we've seen the Kikuyu people voting, demonstrating twice. Now, this is governor. When governor came, governor was to address them. And you can see they were telling the governor, wanataka maji. I want you to listen to that.
Na gotie manje na nitu kwenda tuwate mundu wa mashanga wangesha atwarerie
ambore wathe na wa manje tondure mai makunywa na ngombe cietu na koire kaza
wakafanya kazi kwa hizo mashamba. Wana kuna vijana wengi tumeajiri wanafanya kazi kwa hizo mashamba. Sasa kama hakuna maji tutawavuta kazi, na tukiwavuta kazi lazima wakule, so watakuwa wezi wafungwe na ofisa, na tutaki wafungwe. Thank you.
Engineers mauke marodi maema masinga maema yetaru kamburu na kiambere tuone ora tukuma kwendia ile mare
What do you expect? These are people ukiona hawa ni wananchi wamekuja, hawana ubaya. They are only telling the governor clearly in her face that we want services. We want service delivery. Mambo bado. So if you have a narrow thinking that the only protest or the mass action that you can spend resources and messaging to suppress, then look at what is happening there. No wonder leaders are actually trying to avoid Mount Kenya. I'm saying this with a lot of caution because ukiangalia vizuri, you can now see that the frequent prayer rallies that were being held in Mount Kenya, in the guise of saying thank you, are going down. William Ruto used to go in Mount Kenya. In a month, he could not pass without going to Mount Kenya. In this February, I don't think he has gone to Mount Kenya even once. In fact, he was the other side of Rift Valley, Nyanza kidogo. But then he's not been to Mount Kenya. Over the weekend, last weekend, he was in Lamu. So they're trying to avoid the mountain because the mountain has become very hot. What is going on there is that they have to avoid it. It's no longer the soft ground that people will go to dance and pray and then just come back. If you're watching this video, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also like our video. I want to say thank you very much for those who support us. I also want to tell you guys that I have another channel as Kevin Oduor exclusive. So what we are doing in that channel is we want to cover human interest, stories that can motivate and empower the world. Have you gone through something, a personal experience, or something in the past that you want to share with the public? You want to share the citizens so that you can uplift someone's soul. Kuna watu wamelose hope sana. So we want to talk about the life human interest stories. If you have such a heartbreaking story, I've shared my number there. You can just WhatsApp me, then we shall plan within Nairobi and we organize for a sit-down interview and we empower the society. Apart from politics, then we also speak other matters of human interest. Ladies and gentlemen, from what I am seeing, Kenya Kwanza have one option, and it is you must sell your scorecard on service delivery or forget about the second term. Because the reign or the regime of sweet words is not the regime of using sweet words to wink the public is coming to an end. And even if you are going to use propaganda, that propaganda is going to hit a plateau. Unajua plateau situation is a situation where there's nothing new you are saying. For example, for those who follow the politics, who've been keen, unajua after elections kuna watu waliacha kufuata. But those who've been consistently following political developments in this country will have to agree with me that one thing that Kenya Kwanza will have to fight is lies. You know, they must stop lying. There comes a time where you must now stop the lie and cover-ups. You must face the facts, the reality, settle down and work. And after working, you must show the nation what you have done. Because KK campaigned on that platform that we were coming here with a difference. We were coming here to cause the change. Reality here is that some of the things that are supposed to be done cannot be done because of other factors outside our threshold. But then you also have to face the reality of telling the population that I cannot do this and that because of this. It will be no longer about using propaganda to wink the public. I don't think, and I see, the era of using promises to keep people's hopes alive is coming to an end. And people then are going to ask. That's some things we normally say that. I normally say, KK, that you just need to get this thing be sorted right away. You know, there is, however much you can employ, you can be talkative. You know, there is a difference between the current team and Uhuru Kenyatta team. Do you know Uhuru Kenyatta was not a politicking man? He actually talked about politics the very last days of his tenure, especially wakati sasa alikuwa na campaign hapa kidogo. But you cannot compare that. If you see that, if you compare that with yours truly, you'll realize that yours truly, even from the first acceptance, since the first acceptance speech in Kasarani, there is no single day that William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua will be in a podium and make a speech without making a political statement. No, if you have any yenye rais aliongea akakosa kutaja opposition hii ama sijui Uhuru ile ama sijui hii, you can challenge me, you can produce that video. That has not been there. So that era is coming to an end because Kenyans are asking for the answers. Now, I can tell regarding this. Rigathi Gachagua spark in Mount Kenya is slowly collapsing. And unknowingly, he's sitting pretty comfortable here and believing that the war of words against Uhuru's men is what is going to help him carry the Mount Kenya voting constituency. The Mount Kenya vote constituency is no longer going to be carried by antagonistic mobilization against Uhuru Kenyatta. That support me or be around me because Uhuru Kenyatta dilapidated the economy and that the issue of the economy statement. I can tell you that if that is Cecily Mbarire, Cecily Mbarire is the chairperson of UDA, and I've seen bit of that. I've seen her coming out to say thank you for having got that position, this and that. Fine. And if the chairperson of UDA, who is a ranking member and a very senior politician in that region, is facing that, what do you think is going on? How about if the next time they parade Gachagua and they're heckling? You know, this is the same crowd that used to sing bottom-up economic model. Kazi ni kazi, pesa mfukoni. Someone said now pesa mafichoni. It's no longer pesa mfukoni. It's pesa mafichoni. And I can say mambo bado. We are just 6 months into it. So we're still in that period of let's give them time. There are many people that are giving them time. How about in the next, what will happen? We are just 6 months. What will happen in the next 1 year? Is the government going to grow resilience to overcome? And even the tolerance that the masses, that citizens are maybe trying to, the restraint, the level, they will lose the restraint. And this kind of, this will then get them into a very unfamiliar grounds. Remember I told you guys that we are in a political dispensation where internet penetration or information penetration is very high. Messaging is very high. So Kenyans are on the lookout. They know. People know everything. There is not, even us who do analysis, if you read comment section, people will tell you, oh Kevin, it's that way. It's not this one, it's that one. And it's something that we are used to. Now, Ruto is doing nothing on ground. I may be wrong. That's one observation I'm also seeing. That President Ruto might be doing nothing on the ground. And the visibility is becoming a problem. Watu hawaoni. The feel-good environment, that we actually promised, we are not seeing. And when I look at your area, I'll be so keen on the rural counties, on the counties that are not the big cities. If you cover like 5 kilometers, what can you see unasema gava imefanya ile, imefanya hii, Kenya Kwanza imefanya hii, imefanya hii. I was in my home the other day and I realized ile place tulichota maji, the well, it was actually repaired last when Edwin Ochenginda was the MP. I come from Alego Songa. For those who know Edwin Ochenginda was our MP. Kuna tap alitengeneza hiko, hiyo ndiko. So what are we talking about? The visibility is not there. Now, I want a point and I want to talk to governors. because I don't have the opportunity to talk to you in mainstream. This is the opportunity I have to talk to you. If you don't defend devolution, devolution is in its deathbed. You have to remember that the yours truly never supported the new constitution in 2010. And I've always believed that even if you look at when Ruto was a deputy president, I think he did less. For me, I don't see a scorecard when he was in IBEC, because even when he was campaigning, he never mentioned about the scorecard in IBEC and how what he did in IBEC would actually help him to bolster devolution. And since Kenya Kwanza came into this administration, I have not seen them passionately. I've not seen their passion in devolution. Sijaona. Maybe I have a problem with my eyes, but devolution is on its deathbed. There is something you need to realize. The other day, Rigathi was telling the governors that we don't have the money you want, and there was that statement between, I think, Revenue Allocation Authority, Treasury, and the Governors Council, and what the government wants to deliver. There was that, and I think that bill now is in the Senate. Senate is going to discuss it. And arrogantly, the second in command came out and said, look here, we don't have what you want. And whether you whip us, you do that, you remove a trouser and a whip up, you are not going to get it. You know, that for me was just out of order. Irungu Kangata, the Murang'a governor, was saying, atulipwa pesa for the last 4 months. Exchequer. So devolution is under threat, and that is why I'm so glad kwamba yule mtu ambaye amesimamishwa, the person that is going through that is a UDA governor, senior ranking member of the UDA party, UDA governor, and she's being confronted. Someone will have to discuss with me. Let me find out. Is it a devolved function? What is devolved? Underwater. Just find out what is devolved underwater. And realize that the counties, there is going to be a lot, little for the governors that are going to, for governors to show in terms of development. I don't think, we said we are going to give them 35%. We've run away from that. We said we don't have the money. So things are going to be tough. Governors will have a very tough ride moving forward, because I think the national government will have to, they want to show more of what I have done, but not what the governors have done, because of vote mobilization. Ladies and gentlemen, mambo ni bado, mambo bado ni mapema. It's too early, so wait and see.